Welcome back once again to this week's edition of the No Name Podcast Team. We're live on Sonic Radio at Sonic Gardens. Once again with us, we got Articulate Ange, the Bobcat, Josh Needham, or is it the Wildcat? I don't know, one or the other.
Bobcat,
and Gino Guns Granada.
Bobcat, he says.
Some kind of cat. Wildcat. So we're going to have a little fun today, guys. We're going to talk about some good things, some bad things. Of course, we'll talk about the UFC and John Jones. Going to mention a little bit about Kobe Bryant and his accomplishments over his career. Talk a little bit about Cyborg tonight and some Super Bowl action as well in store. So what do you say, guys? Welcome.
Welcome.
Yo, what's up?
What's happening?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was getting into the groove.
Nice intro.
Love it.
Not too bad, right?
Thanks.
That's professional.
Thanks, Ryan.
Right? Did that sound professional?
Yeah.
That sounds real good.
Very.
Very good.
I mean,
we should just stop there.
yeah.
I mean, we can't.
Cut it. Cut it,
It's all
John.
That's
down.
the end of the podcast. We
It's
just
all,
showed.
it's all downhill from here.
I'm gonna do a quick little share on here.
There you go.
Maybe.
So, guys, if
Find
you're
my
watching
phone.
That's a good idea.
and you like us average Joes talking about sports a little bit, make sure you like and share at the bottom of that YouTube page. Sonic
Share
Gardens
it.
is the name of the page.
Don't judge us.
So we're going to get right into it tonight, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about the negative going on in the country here right now. Of course, a icon to the NBA world, Kobe Bryant, passed away in a horrific helicopter crash. Your thoughts?
What do you think?
Well,
Tragic.
yeah,
Gino.
absolutely terrible, man. Along with the rest of the people that are involved. And
Yeah, there was
just-
9 of them.
Yeah. I mean,
9 other people, including his daughter.
yeah.
A very, very sad day. A lot of mourning going on,
That was
especially
his,
in L.A.
Yeah, it's just-
Second daughter, right? She's 13. He's
Yeah.
got an older one and then 2 younger ones.
Yeah, I think there was 4 altogether.
Yeah, married with 4 children. Yeah.
Terrible, man. No, it's bad for all of them all the way around. It's just one of those circumstances that, you just think it's never going to happen. But
Well, it's just a sad time, so I'm going to take a moment and point out the positive things that he did in his NBA career. He spent 20 seasons in the NBA, all of them with the same team, the Los Angeles Lakers. He's the 4th leading scorer of all time with 33,643 points. 5-time NBA champion, twice named Finals MVP, an 18-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA First Team, 9-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and the youngest player in NBA history at the time of his debut in 1996.
yeah,
He didn't start many games his first 2 years, or his numbers would be way better, too. He started like 6 games his second year and 1 game his first year. He averaged 7 points, 7.7 the first year, and then like 13 or something the second year. So if Del Harris would have let him start, which he was good enough to start, he came in with like Allen Iverson. Who else? He came in with a bunch of pretty good guys, but he would have had a lot better. He didn't win Rookie of the Year because like I said, he didn't start. He wouldn't have started his third year, I don't think, unless Rick Fox got hurt. Rick Fox got hurt.
I think that's right.
And
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant went in, and then that was the end of it. Kobe Bryant started ever since. Any time he was healthy, he started. The whole, so I think he would have more points, but for some reason, Del Harris, just because I don't know if it was because he's young or what, but he didn't let him play them first couple of years. He played, but he didn't average. His first year was, I think, maybe 20-something minutes. His second year, a little over that, 22 or something, but...
Well, back in the late 90s, even that was still kind of the era, just like football, where most rookies were kind of nursed into the game a
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
Allen Iverson went in there and just they threw him in, and he played. He played. And but he went to college, man. He did go to college. I don't know how, I can't remember how long.
Where'd
but
he go? Do you remember?
Georgetown, right?
No, it's not Georgetown.
Allen Iverson?
Oh, Allen Iverson.
He went to Georgetown. Yeah, he went to Georgetown. He went to Georgetown because...
I think that is right. Iverson was from Georgetown. We're going to go on the record and say that anyway without looking it
Well,
up.
you can look it up. You got the...
I can look it up. You want me to look it up? All right.
talking about practice.
Practice?
Allen Iverson.
Yeah. Look, fact check that.
I gotta
right
point
now.
out you brought back the shades, man. That's
Yeah, you like that?
Love
That's
it.
going back original podcast.
Hey,
there,
spring is
Josh.
on its way, man. Spring
Right.
is on its way. It was sunny out today.
It is bright. He's got the
It was real,
bright.
it was
Got
real
the
sunny out
stage
today.
lights right on him.
Ring that bell. Point for Josh. Allen Iverson played for the Georgetown Hoyas.
Ding, ding, ding. It's locked
Uh-oh,
up.
it's locking up.
What happens?
There
when
we go,
what happens
there
in a
we go.
real boxing?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't
Somebody
know.
hits it with a mallet.
That dude's like,
Gonna have to beat that thing with a keychain or something.
So we want to make sure we reach out to the families and the friends of all the people involved in that horrific helicopter crash. Very, very sorry for your loss. We wish the best for L.A. and
The one guy was on there with his.
they'll bounce back.
He was a coach. I think baseball. Yeah, baseball. He was on there with his wife and his daughter. So he left behind like another daughter and a son.
Terrible, terrible, man.
I don't know much about the other family.
Yeah, I didn't follow a lot of it. Once I heard it the other day and texted you guys, and then I
Right.
kind of saw a little bit more, and that was, that was.
I
it.
mean, even if you're not following it, it's been all over. It's
Yeah,
been
you
all
can't,
over. It
hear
don't matter
about it,
what
and
you
he's-
turn on for TV. That they bust something out.
Well,
if
anytime-
it's news
so,
or anything.
41 years old, man.
Yeah.
That touches home to a lot
He
of
was
us
younger
right in
than
this room.
us. He was younger
Yeah,
than us.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One of the victims on the crash
And then
was
you think,
John Altobelli. He was a champion baseball coach for the Orange Coast College.
All right.
He was with his wife.
Also,
Lisa.
his wife and daughter were among the victims as well.
24th season as head coach. He'd won 4 state titles.
Yeah.
Wow, 24th season as a head coach. He'd won 4 state titles. That's incredible.
Wow. Well, it's a shame to leave all that potential behind.
So, guys, we're going
Well,
to...
you never know when it's time, right?
well, that's
the
the whole.
shitty thing is it
that's
happens
what it all
to all
comes
of
down
us.
to. So you
Holy
have,
shit.
you think
I'm
you
surprised
got your whole
Rhino's here
world.
today.
Think you got the whole world ahead of you, and you never know.
Right.
Too much cheesecake.
That means you got to reach out to the ones you care about. You got to hug them. You got to tell them you love them, and
Never know. One door
don't
closes,
wait.
another one
Don't
opens.
wait to do it.
Like my
Right.
dad
Do
always
it now.
says, I only hit
That's
you
right.
because I
Life's
love
too
you.
short. You don't want to hold grudges because
That's right.
when it's too late, you can't take them back.
Yeah,
If I-
Johnny.
If I had $1 for every time my dad said, I only hit you because
Johnny.
I love you.
Forgot to mention we do have another guy with us here tonight who's usually on the podcast running the scenes, behind the scenes. Johnny the Lackawanna Legend Camp,
The video master.
the video master,
Johnny Tecate.
a master in his own right, jack of all trades, master of none. But
Yeah. Videographer extraordinaire.
John boy.
It's a fun job, actually. You guys haven't done it, but he was probably hungry to do it. He's like, I like that.
No, it sounds like a lot
He's
of fun.
been waiting.
He did a good job last week, man. I watched some of that. It was good.
Oh, I
good
want.
stuff.
Yeah, he did a fantastic.
I do have. I think I might have a solution for the a microphone back there too. We might be able to run just a USB mic right into the computer,
Right.
and then it'll show up as its own track.
You gotta get a headset.
Set it out here, and that way it sounds like I'm yelling at you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
More of a
You're gonna be like that guy Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast. It's always like,
in the background.
yeah, man. He always chimes in with the good info.
Oh yeah.
we're going to shift gears just a little, guys. Talk about the UFC. We are in the 607, so we always like to mention John Jones. Big fight coming up, UFC
Reyes.
in 10 days against Dominic Reyes. We've talked about this before, but are we still all in agreement that John Jones will remain undefeated?
Well,
Until
unless he got
proven
hit by a
otherwise.
fucking car or something.
Well, you know what?
Broken
He
leg.
did.
Yeah, is the right answer.
Here's what's funny is that you I would have said no, but I actually saw a little clip, and it was sort of like John Jones was doing a lot of those modern ultra heat like beds, and it was like a whole decked out room,
New
you know,
science,
with all this
Chamber,
stuff,
those-
and what he was saying in his like whatever it was, Instagram or whatever he was recording, he
Twitter,
was like, yeah, I'm getting into this thing, and I got to do everything I can to keep up with these young guys. And he was playing like I'm an old guy. And all of a sudden I was like,
Did he lose a step?
you know, like at the same time,
That's what
you
they
know,
say
we'll
happened
see.
to Cowboy.
So he kind of like,
Yeah, he wants people to watch. He don't want everybody to.
yeah,
think,
he
don't
kind of
want
like
everybody
he
to-
like put a little bit of question out there, and I was wondering, you know, so I was like, oh man, but you know, that's how it always goes. Like the last 3 fights, everything that we see is always, and it really wasn't that long ago that he beat DC. He beat the last 2 guys that
Yeah.
he's beat.
He knocked
right?
out both DC and Gustafsson.
Yeah, in the last 2 fights.
whack,
so
whack.
I mean,
he's
So-
still the man. And come on,
Yesterday
and he's
was
not that old. He's what, 36?
Who, John Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, no, gosh, 33?
no.
33.
Maybe
Yeah.
33, 34. something
I'm
like that.
fast
He's
forwarding
in.
a
He's in the, the good part of his
Moving
career.
into the twilight.
Yeah, but he's
Well, geez,
still-
look at DC. I mean,
He
DC's
hasn't had a
41,
lot of
so
age.
he's got at least 7 more years if he wants
The
it.
thing with John too is like he didn't take a lot of damage in his career.
Right.
He dished a lot out, but he didn't take a lot. So like he didn't like. They were talking about that with like Cowboy last couple fights. He took a lot of damage, and they always say you leave a little bit of yourself in the cage each time you get damage like that. You never come back exactly
story.
the same. You're always a little bit less of yourself.
And he
Hasn't taken that damage. I don't think he's been,
and the
knocked.
time off helps too. That he wasn't out for injury. He
No.
was out. You know what I mean? But he was
Yeah.
out because he had to be.
Well,
but
no, he
that
sort of
helps.
was. For the Thiago, he did get suspended. What was it, 120 days for the, he took a lot of damage to his legs and his upper thighs in that Thiago fight.
Yeah.
Remember, he had a hard time walking when he was leaving the ring.
Well, I know that one time he messed up his toe. Had
Oh,
this
that was
compound
awesome.
fracture. So he didn't even know about it until Joe Rogan
Yeah.
pointed it out. And he's like, oh,
Shit,
and he's like,
man.
I better sit down because he got like a little
Yeah.
lightheaded. But I mean, overall, he hasn't taken the head trauma and the beatings that
Right.
slow you down and maybe take a little bit out of you as who you are after.
Well, here's what I think, guys.
Just the late night
I saw-
binging, drink binging that wore on him a little.
Yep. The
among
legal
other
stuff.
things, among other things. Which, yeah.
Late night.
But
Fuck
he
it.
does like an upstater. He gets
That's
up
it.
and goes to work in the
Yeah.
morning.
That's
Say
it,
Viagra makes you tired. I don't know.
Sun ain't so great when fucking you've been up all night.
No.
They say Viagra makes you tired, but who knows?
No.
So
Not if you keep taking
here's a
it.
clip that I saw the other day that really interests me, and it made me really kind of brought me back to reality and to remember how good John Jones is I feel Dominic Reyes was the first fighter ever to almost blame the officials for a loss that has not taken place yet. He got into an interview and said how he was going to, before and during the fight, make sure he's reminding and warning the referees of illegal elbows, eye pokes, eye gouges, fingers to the eyes. So this guy who's 8-0 in the UFC must think that Herb Dean or a referee like that hasn't already encountered those things over the course of their career, or he's just coming up with an excuse pre-fight. I mean, he's a little in over his head. I don't think he's
Sometimes,
ever
too,
faced
it's-
anybody of this magnitude.
He's creating a distraction. He's creating, he wants. It's like
He's 8-0?
in the UFC. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I
And-
didn't. John better watch the fuck out then.
No, but like,
Coming in hot.
no. Listen though, the fight is gonna be Costa.
11-0
Unless
MMA
John
record.
loses this time. I
He's
didn't
not
know this.
gonna.
Yeah, okay.
And he's not going to lose that one either, but it's going to be
Oh.
a good fight. And
Look,
he's
I
gonna-
look. Okay, look
He
at it
just
like
said
this.
he was in a hyperbaric chamber trying to get young again.
See, he does a
The-
lot of
the
that.
I
depth-
just
yeah.
said that was the doubt, but I'm
Oh.
still standing.
Look,
you know.
the Devastator Dominic
But
Reyes.
he's
He's
a
been
lanky guy
impressive.
like
But-
you,
but-
man.
but-
He's got an advantage.
But you did start seeing that chink in the armor kind of scenario, like, maybe
Right.
is he starting to, slow down a half a step or a quarter of a step, or
Yeah, but okay, look at it this way.
is
Dominic
his,
Reyes.
If we would have read
is his
it
recovery not the same as it used to be?
right,
Nah.
and in the
He
hindsight,
fought fucking 3 times,
I don't
4
know.
times last year.
in the hindsight, you always are like, oh, we should have seen that. There really was the, like even
There were
Connor's
signs
fight.
pointing to that.
Yeah,
that
you're
we
like,
never saw.
Did
you
you
know.
zoom in on it?
All right.
I-
So tell me this though. So Dominic Reyes, the Devastator, right? He has done a great job, and he has beat some worthy opponents. But have you really
hell of a
seen
name.
enough on this guy to say, oh, yeah, he beat a Shogun Rua, he beat a Rampage Jackson, he beat Gustafsson twice, he beat Daniel Cormier twice, he
What?
beat Anthony Smith, John
No.
Jones. Yeah, he hasn't.
Oh,
exactly.
John- that's right,
Jones
yeah. I was
has
like,
beat all
what?
those guys.
Yeah.
So I look at Dominic Reyes, and I don't want to take anything away from the guy, but is he a Daniel Cormier? Is he as good as Gustafsson
right.
was in his prime? Is he
You
as good
gotta
as
start
Shogun
being
Rua
great
was when John
someday.
Jones
Yeah.
took the title for him to become the youngest champion in UFC
Yeah.
history?
He's young, fresh. He's hungry.
no
he's
way.
dangerous. But I don't know.
Now I got.
I don't
now
know his
think
experience.
He might win this fucking thing. The way you're talking, right?
Well, you're
I
just
know.
going with odds.
You're just going, yeah, you're the betting man.
What are the
I mean,
odds?
hey,
you
what do
the-
I know?
What are the
Yeah.
odds?
Honestly, I
Listen.
lost every last fight we had. I think I
You
miscalled.
gotta
every single
beat
one of
somebody
them.
great to be awesome to begin with.
True that.
When
yeah.
you come in and
Agreed.
you got to beat the big guy sometime, and then all of a sudden you're the fucking king.
Right.
That's
Like,
how it
you
happens.
got it. That's how
You're
it
not-
happens.
You're not the guy until
So,
you're
right,
the
so
guy.
I guess
anything's
my
possible.
point is this: that again, not to take anything away from the Devastator, but I don't think that he's proven yet to be as good as the opponents that John Jones has already beat the shit out of.
Right.
Is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, Rampage, Rua, the list goes on. Smith,
He doesn't have
Cormier
the
twice.
depth in his record. He doesn't have the
Right.
depth in his record. But does
But
that
they
mean
were
he's
once
not good
great
enough?
at one time,
True
and then
that.
somebody knocked them the fuck
Yep,
down too.
yep.
And then now,
It was-
and that guy was John
It
Jones.
was John Jones.
So now he's up
that
there.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Shogun in his prime?
Shogun was the champion. He took the title from him. That's how he became the youngest champion in history.
Disconnected. That's,
What we got? We lose some mics.
that's what we're running through. So I don't know. It looks good right now. I'll see if
They
something
take us
happens.
down again. We
Oh,
get taken
we
down.
go down.
No. Johnny went down.
No, we're still live.
It might have
We're
had
back.
a,
We're back.
It might have caught a buffer.
Someone
'cause
calls Zuckerberg.
bad. Maybe I don't know. Bad.
So as a reminder, guys, we will be doing the fight
What-
live, calling that fight live.
What are the odds? Do you
Next
know that?
Saturday at 10:00, we'll do the whole card. We'll be calling that fight live, especially John.
We
Jones.
betting
Wait,
on
when,
that. We betting on that
which
again.
one is it? Next
February 8th.
Yeah, the other
we
one.
got a gig February 8th.
So we're not doing a podcast.
You guys could do it, but I got a gig.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing that February 8th?
We got a
Well,
Shaka's
God
got
willing,
a gig.
Shaka
the
will.
No Name Podcast.
But no,
team
you
will
guys
be here.
But you guys are totally, you know.
We will need the Lackawanna legend
Or
on the
whatever, you know.
controls.
Where is Shaka playing this weekend?
we are
or next
playing-
weekend, I should say.
next weekend. We are at Rita's Tavern.
Nice. And
Down-
You're
Nice.
doing
down
Saturday
Norwich.
Rita's Tavern.
We like our local favorites, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Makes
seem
it
to-
easy
we
to
get
pack
people-
up and set up and
We do, we do pretty decent with getting people out, and we don't have to travel too far. So, what more can we ask for?
Now, are you able to stream that?
We typically do. We run a Facebook Live
Nice.
and just
Off the phone? or
yeah,
some
off the
shit?
phone,
Cool,
Yeah.
man. Very cool.
and it's always cool.
Oddly enough, Rita's is located on Lackawanna Ave, which is the street that the local legend Johnny Camp got his nickname from. Someday that'll be a different story for the podcast.
Maybe that street will get renamed someday.
Oh, there you know
Oh,
what?
it's-
There was another
that's the
thing
new
I
name.
heard, and I thought it was kind of funny because I guess Stephen A. Smith from ESPN, right? He's like everybody's like sports guy, you know. Well, he's getting into this UFC commentating a little bit, or had his thing to say. And did anybody hear him say that Cowboy was basically gave up and was like,
Oh, he said he threw the fight, right?
or like he just kind of called him like a quitter,
Yep.
and it kind of outraged, I think, the MMA community.
It
a little
actually
bit.
outraged Cerrone himself. He got on and commented on it. He was
Yeah.
very upset. He's like,
But the
"You have
funny
no
thing
idea
was,
what it takes."
So Rogan brought it up on another
Usman
another
interview?
interview. No, this was about Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
And
saw
he
part of that.
and he brought it up in
who was
another
he
interview
talking
where they
with?
pulled up Stephen A. Smith like doing this
Doing
boxing
the boxing
training.
mitts, yeah.
And you can commentate
he's
on
like-
it.
dude, he's like,
he's doing this hit. Well, no, the hit was
Fights
like a
like you.
straight. The guy was holding his pad down,
Down,
like
and he's,
below
like,
his knee,
swinging
and
like
he's
a bolo
doing these
punch.
like straight punches down. And then Rogan just commented, what's he practicing? The dick punch?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it just
He comes
kind of
up with
like
some good
it was
shit,
just
man.
really funny.
We love
and then,
Joe Rogan.
And so Joe was like,
gotta respect that guy.
basically, he's like, look, this guy shouldn't be talking about fighting. He doesn't know anything about it.
Now I guess Nate Diaz is firing back, like giving him shit. Him and somebody else shit about judging Stephen A. Smith. So who knows what that's gonna be. So this is gonna.
It was
stir
pretty
the
funny.
pot.
Conor
Yeah.
McGregor
Yeah,
demanded an
it's good.
apology from him.
Yeah.
He said anybody that walks the walk down to that ring.
Well, that's
deserves
what they were
respect,
pointing
so.
out. It's a little bit different than most other sports.
Well, Stephen
where
A. Smith is always playing that devil's advocate. He's always like looking for the
right,
Yeah, he's
and
trying
that's
to
what
be
they
a
pointed out,
loudmouth.
and they're like, they
Yeah.
got to be careful because you
He
kind
was
of
like
have
that
to
Joe
understand.
Roman, that Roman guy or whatever the heck it was there. That did the same stuff on ESPN where he'd always like try to turn the screws on every subject or every person and just get like people stirred up about stuff. Jim
Yeah.
Rome,
Yeah, Jim Rome.
Yeah, that's
He
it.
was a
same shit.
Colin Cowherd, yeah, he did the same shit. Fucking, they
shit.
throwed him out. Or
But in reality, that fight was
Woody Hayes. and-
one guy that takes a while to get started up because he doesn't exactly love
Charles
punching
Barkley.
other people, and you know.
He did an interview with Jim Everett. Remember?
Yes, Jim Rome and Jim Everett. And Jim Everett came after him.
Hey,
Ken called him Chris Everett, the tennis player.
Yeah, and he did it one last time, and he fucking took him out of his chair, dude. The producers had to grab onto Jim
Hey,
Everett.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
thank God someone did it.
Yeah.
I wish he did that to Mike Tyson.
And then he said something stupid though, and they.
Chris, one more time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's great.
Next question. He's like, well, Chris.
Yeah, he come after him, knocked him out of his chair.
That's best ratings you ever had in that fucking show. Jesus Christ. Excuse my language.
They chased him off of ESPN.
Yeah, thank God. The best thing they did.
He was.
He's probably getting shit kicked out of him on the way to his car every night, man. They're giving people bad names. Jeez.
Guys, we actually do got a
a
type in
comment?
question here.
Oh yeah, let's have it.
This is kind of funny. It actually singles out
Sheriff's
Gino
office?
Guns Granada.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
It says, while watching your podcast, I noticed that, Gino, you seem to have a vast knowledge of fighting and all that goes into being a professional fighter.
Jesus Christ! How long
watch-
did it take him to type that up?
I watch a lot of TV.
I have to be to
This
school
is
in the
also
morning.
this is from Lorraine in Smithville Flats, New York.
They always
Hi, Lorraine.
you got a big following in Smithville
I
Flats.
know.
There's not a lot of TV shows.
When was it
that
last
they
time we
get
got
up there.
somebody from Tyner?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, I'll take
they
it.
were
So-
they were out in Willett.
If I'm reading this right, Gino, it looks like a two-part question. It says, "What do you think of Cyborg's return to the MMA world in Bellator? Do you think she is still the best woman fighter in the world after winning another title?"
She's a bum.
She looked.
She's a bum.
She looked really good,
Oh.
actually. I thought she looked great.
Has anybody ever seen the,
And she
the
was
fight
on point.
with? Yeah.
So
Sorry.
this is
Go ahead, go
interesting.
ahead.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't see any actual figures here, but it's actually a huge accomplishment. This says that Cyborg's contract that she signed with Bellator is the largest female signed MMA contract to date.
Well, that's great.
So that means she's making more money than Nunes, Rousey,
Yeah.
Holly Holm.
And she's
all the big names
reinventing
in the
herself.
UFC.
She looked fabulous.
So
man.
did
She
you-
looked. She
So-
controlled the fight the whole time. She had great takedowns. She had good kicks. Her strikes were on top. I mean, like they were. She looked really accurate. She looked fresh. They both got winded, but
It was a
she
unanimous decision, so it did go the distance.
No, it didn't. It got stopped.
Am I reading that wrong?
I believe it got stopped. Yeah, it got stopped, and but it went but she was probably winning on every round, every card.
Huh.
I think it went in didn't it get stopped in the fourth round
I believe you're
from
right.
strikes,
I apologize. Yeah.
body punch. It was a body punch by side. Well, she was striking, had her up against the cage, and then she hit her with a body punch. It was delayed reaction, and I think it was is it Bud? Bud is the last name?
Julia Budd,
Bud, yeah, Bud
featherweight.
went down.
So
Yep.
she went right back down to
featherweight
again.
world title.
Gave her a
Belgium.
shot to the spleen.
Yeah, man, she looked really good. She looked really good. So I got to say that no, she's not done yet, and
Till she gets
yeah,
knocked out.
she's still got to be up in the top 3 anyways.
Oh.
So last part of the question is, what's next for her being the featherweight champion again? So
Well, now she defends the title. I mean, just happened. So I got to see what kind of deals they're making as far as promotions go. But I definitely think that she looks good, and I don't think it was a fluke. I mean, she dominated the whole fight. So I don't know if Bud's got a
but how
clause in a contract for a rematch.
Oh.
But
Was Bud like the champ?
yeah,
All right.
So the
Yeah.
boards kind of talk about a few things of what's next
I think
for
they
her.
both had 2 losses. Also, they both had 2 losses coming into that fight.
Looks like they're calling for next for her would either be a Julia Budd rematch. Not much in that for Cyborg since she's proved herself already. Next would be Kat Zingano, which might be an interesting fight there because even though it was 5 years ago, Kat Zingano owns a victory over Amanda Nunes. Yeah. So who is the only woman to knock Cyborg out? So there could be an interesting draw.
Nah.
Man, Nunes
There's
has
another
been
competitor,
walking through
Arlene
everybody.
Blencow, and I don't really know much about her other than to be in the same sentence
Shevchenko,
as
she's
Cyborg.
fighting on the.
Shevchenko's
must be pretty good.
fighting too.
But here's something that's
That's a
super
quick fight.
interesting. This
Yeah.
is super interesting
Yeah.
coming from Cyborg.
Huge
Cyborg,
favorite too.
Cyborg has lobbied to have an old school Grand Prix that she would participate in for the featherweight championship. So if you don't know what a Grand Prix is like the old days when you used to watch like UFC 1 through 10 where they would do a tournament
style,
at a
like
given
wrestling.
weight class and
How many
guys would
people,
fight
though?
could fight 4 times in a night.
Yeah.
And she's saying she's willing to do that.
That'd be kind of cool.
And that would be, and so
Something to
Bellator
shed
is
the
talking
spotlight
about a
on women
featherweight
fighting.
tournament, but it was initially going to be over time, like a tournament over time, like you see
Well,
now, with the
I
UFC
think it has
series.
to be because if you get caught or injured,
Yeah.
you're taken out of the fight when you didn't.
But that's
didn't
part of the tournament. That's
technically
a
lose.
tournament, though. Same thing happens
It's a lot
even
of
at a high
it's
school
a lot
level.
Of damage to take
When a guy
in a short
goes,
period of time for your head and things like that, though.
yeah, but you train all that time for one day. You
CTE.
might as well.
CTE, though, I don't know if that's too
That
much
was
damage to a
that's
body in one day.
that was a clip I saw was Israel Adesanya's doing that,
Adesanya.
and he fought what was it 9 fights in 2 days,
Christ.
something like that, and it was and he had like 6 knockouts, and it was a 20-man competition.
Yeah.
It was
Now,
like
see-
he wrecked everybody.
now, see, like,
or even
I-
more than it was like. Yeah. Did
know,
anybody else see that?
No, I did not.
It's a pretty killer.
What-
Like they highlighted
What
it real
concerns
quick.
me is the head
And
trauma because, in wrestling you could do that, but you're not getting a lot of like blunt force trauma. You're getting
Right.
tackled. You're getting put in a move, a lock. You're getting beat up per se, like roughed up, but you're not coming out of there with head strikes and dizziness. And then, an hour later doing it again, getting blows to the face, kicks to the face. Things that may be like on set throughout the day that
Well, in a Grand Prix, they have stand-ins too that come, that
Yeah.
are ready that didn't make the cut for like the top 16
Yeah,
fighters.
so
but if
you
somebody gets
risk-
hurt, they're automatically
They're in.
inserted. Doesn't matter if
Yep.
it's first round, second round, semis, or
Right,
Yeah.
or the end.
So how does that work? So like if you get like inserted in the semis and you you win
Yeah.
that fight and you're in the finals,
You're
you win the
lucky.
fight. It's like, well, I guess I was glad I was a stand-in for the right dude.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
have
yeah,
my-
it's luck of the draw, really.
Yeah.
I'll have my
It's
sub
just-
in.
And where I think that a Grand Prix would be really cool, instead of like that fight they had with Nate Diaz and Masvidal for a belt that they're trying to introduce and make it
The
a new
BMF
belt,
belt, yeah.
especially a belt called the
should
BMF.
have done it for that.
For the BMF belt should
Like
have
two
been a
guys
tournament.
got decided.
Who wants to be the baddest
Well,
motherfucker? You got to win
I think
4 fights in a
I'm
night.
a little disappointed in that one because
Yeah.
it's like
It was a marketing
phony.
stunt. It was a
It's
marketing
yeah.
stunt.
It's like there's a lot of things like that. The same with the way
was a
that
money fight.
Masvidal just attacked
Money fight.
Kamaru Usman in the street thing. It's getting kind of annoying because of what we saw with Conor McGregor. It made such a thing, but it's illegal. It's illegal to assault somebody in
Yes.
a hallway.
Yeah,
you
you wanna-
can't
Right.
walk up to somebody and push them to swing at you so that you can hit them. And that's the part that kind of is a turnoff.
There's still a lot of
because-
people close-minded
See, now-
about the sport.
unless
We
now-
don't need that
Right.
to give
That's
it to
what
our
I'm
guy.
saying. It's like it's getting kind of old that like his new thing is that it's I don't know, and it didn't take long. It took a month to be like, really, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just the guy that just walks up to people and at random places that are everybody's supposed to be professionals. You'll probably pop me if
Well,
I
wasn't it? It was a talk
heard
show. It
me
was a
say
radio
that.
show for the
Catch
Super
me
Bowl.
in the goddamn
It was a
hallway.
radio show for the Super Bowl, I believe. Wasn't it where this
Yeah,
happened?
yeah.
So they
there
were
you
both
go.
there. I mean, part of it's probably planned a little bit to
Yeah.
create
But
some.
that's my point. Either way, it's not good.
No,
it's not.
bad.
It's
It's
like,
bad publicity.
It's not. It's not.
We don't
a
need that
positive
in
thing.
the sport.
I
Some
believe.
would say bad
I think
publicity
that
is
what.
the best publicity.
Yeah, they got it from
Yeah.
McMahon.
but it's but
I
it's a
know,
black eye
and
to
what
the
I'm saying
sport.
is, I think that the McGregor thing was a stunt.
What?
Someone got hurt.
The
They
wheelie?
didn't know about it. The whole thing with throwing it and flying into America to go attack a bus. That was all. That was
That might
all
have gotten a
marketing,
little-
and it went like too far because maybe
Right.
some people were involved.
Well, he did actually
that
get
knew
arrested
about it.
and went to
Yeah.
court.
And that's what I'm saying. People got hurt. It could have
Well, it
been
went
worse.
too far. Like you said, he took
Um,
it further than he was supposed to take it.
Right.
Build it up, but don't
And he-
freaking.
And that's
his
what
whiskey,
I mean.
Johnny? How's that whiskey?
How is it?
So now
Does it
he's
give you
like-
a headache.
So it's like we all lived through the good guy, bad guy.
Yeah,
It's
we've
like-
seen the both
We've
sides
seen these
of Conor.
games, so it's like
Well,
and
when
and
something
in
like that happens, though,
and
it affects
literally
other
we
fighters
grew
in their
up with
fights.
like pro wrestling where we were like, that's a bad guy, that's a good guy,
Yeah.
and then
You got Colby
like
Covington doing it as
somebody
a
flip,
heel.
and all of a sudden you're like, the good guy's a bad guy. Whoa, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Hulk's
the
wearing
bad
black.
guy's a
like
good
they
yeah.
did with Andre
It's
the
a
good point.
Giant.
It was a
Like
good
when
point
Hulk Hogan
They
because
started
turned
wearing
him
black.
bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
Warner.
no,
he
they
was
made-
just legendary.
Yeah, but they
That's a
made
good
him
point.
bad.
Yeah.
Ange, because when
was a great
Masvidal fought
guy.
Askren was clearly the bad guy that had run his mouth,
Played
and Masvidal shut it.
Yeah.
You know, and now the script's kind of flipping a little bit where, okay, now Usman's kind of the good guy and Masvidal's the trash talker, and blah, blah,
Right,
blah,
and
but-
it's not-
and he's the BMF, so you got the BMF champion.
So
So,
back to
I'm not taking it away. I mean, I actually love.
Big
I want to see the
motherfucker.
guy. I want to see the guy fight. I like seeing him fight.
Yeah, they're all
I just would
marketable.
rather
Me too.
see him do that just in the ring. You know, do it in the
Thank
ring.
you.
Do it at the weigh-in.
Walk the
do it
walk,
on the
don't talk the
stage.
talk. I
Don't
wanna
do it like
yeah.
in a hallway. Like this is the third, fourth time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it comes down to when is it going to be assault? You know,
I think like
When
in
the other
Masvidal's
guy
case,
knocks him the fuck out,
I
that's
think-
that's you don't like that. There's always a chance though.
Yeah, there is. Oh,
There's
yeah.
always a good chance that
well,
the
it's
other.
not- well, McGregor different. I'm saying like
I've
that's
never
what I'm
been
saying.
a
It's
shit
not a.
talker, just because someday someone's
yeah, you
gonna
might
eat
talk
crow.
shit to the wrong
Right.
guy.
Well, right, and it makes you look really
I'm-
stupid.
For
then,
the
you
record,
know?
I am not directly talking shit. I'm just saying it's not necessarily going to work in the long
No,
run.
I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Right.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
right,
to
right.
Masvidal if you ever
Yeah.
see me in
Well, right.
Miami.
Yeah. So, hey,
Hey!
Paisan. Hey, no, so back to the BMF belt real quick, if I may. The only
Yeah.
problem with the BMF belt is it's weight class specific. So you can't just say, well, the only baddest motherfucker is in this weight class.
Are these
Because-
two? And it's
yeah.
like, why
Well,
wouldn't it
yeah,
be
okay,
under the
let
same?
me clarify my
There's-
statement then.
There's no way to use that belt
It's
like through the weight class. Like, why can't you say
You
that?
gotta have a neutral weight
Like,
class.
how about grapplers aren't allowed to do it because they're not BMF?
I
you
think-
know?
I
or
think-
like
I
it's
think-
only the guys that strike toe to toe and like
Or
don't
you do
You know,
maybe-
so what are you talking about?
Maybe
It's a-
maybe
it's a
instead of
silly,
maybe instead of a pound for pound best, you call it the BMF award, and you use it as your pound
right
for
there you
pound
go
choice.
and you get it like almost like
Voted
yearly or what.
yeah.
Every year they have
Yeah.
a tournament
It's
and
awarded.
you're the hold it for a year
or you let the
and
little
it
guy
doesn't-
challenge the big
you
guy.
can't
I don't know.
lose
Let
it.
him get fucking killed.
The rules don't allow that no more.
I remember Tank Abbott fighting some guys that were a lot smaller than
Well,
him.
look at Hoist Gracie, but the rules have changed in the game.
Yeah.
And it won't let
Yeah,
it
the
happen.
gis. People. You'd have the situation where it's like people holding their gi to in their triangles and holds, and it's like it seems a little bit.
Yeah, they had to restrict the rules, and so now like you can't even be like 3 pounds over a certain weight class before you can not
Stevie.
fight. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but it would be nice. Unfortunately, the BMF belt's only like you're going to get other weight classes bitching like, yo, I'm the baddest motherfucker, not him. But how are you going to fight this guy?
They're gonna
215.
knock him out in the
I'm
hallway like
215.
Ange was talking about.
I'm 215.
Boom,
he's
motherfucker!
170.
Now who's the BMF?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
give
take
me
that
that
shit.
fucking belt.
That's it. Throw the dust in the face and do the thing like the MMA. I mean the WWF.
Yeah.
Anywhere, anytime. If you got your ass kicked,
You lost the belt.
That's it. Yeah. Now, oh yeah,
Johnny
that's
was
true.
there.
That's true.
He was in the locker room.
So and then Masvidal, some of his things is marketing, but some of him is just the
Bat shit.
is
Crazy?
That, yeah.
Well, it's where he's
Yep.
from.
Yep.
He's from
Yep.
like back.
Crazy.
He's
He-
like backyard fighter.
He was talking
That's like
about
his,
a time.
His original.
He was talking about a time, and it was of course like someone else telling the story. But he was in his bar, and his fight went down because the guy looked at him funny, and he couldn't take the chance, so he hit the guy, and then a fight broke out. And then he was in the bathroom, and while he was taking a piss in the bathroom or going to the bathroom, a guy walked into the bathroom because he was hiding out in the bathroom. Like, oh shit, I think that's what he was doing. Because it all broke loose. He didn't want to get in trouble or whatever, so he was like just ducking out so he didn't get caught or get arrested. And he says some dude walked in the bathroom and he just beat the shit out of him too. And he's like, I don't even know if he was with the other crew. He's like, but I couldn't take the chance to find out if he was.
right, and he's justifying.
He was
his-
just coming in to take
his,
a
like,
piss, but
gangster
he's like,
mentality, and you're like, I
couldn't
don't know,
take-
man.
I couldn't take the chance. So he
Like,
does have
don't-
that mentality.
Don't share it.
Yeah, he does have that mentality, so I could see where some of that behind the scenes shit is real, but at the same time, you're trying to unwire.
Yeah,
someone,
I'm not even claiming it's not real. I'm just claiming it's kind of cringeworthy. at
yeah,
this
well,
point.
yeah. I mean, I guess you do have to you do have to act.
I like a good
appropriate. You gotta
fucking-
have to act appropriate. And
Professionals, man. He's at
Yeah.
the top of this sport. He wants those huge paychecks.
Yeah.
Same with Connor.
Yeah.
Just act
You're telling me
professional.
Problem is
you'd rather see a fight in the ring than a fucking backyard brawl, like in a fucking
I watch
office
back.
hallway?
I do. I watch those.
Yeah, they're fun, right?
Yeah, but they're not as good as like in the ring.
They're
They're over too quick. 30 seconds.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the
over
fuck? That
every
fight
time.
was over in 42 seconds.
And it
was
wasn't-
in a ring.
And it wasn't as
80
enjoyable
million,
as
80
the
million.
Usman Covington
They got
fight.
$2 million a second. 80 million, right?
Right.
It's $2 million a
It's
second.
just like it's not. It doesn't mean it's
2 million a
enjoyable because
second.
it's short.
right. So
Let me tell you what,
I
Masvidal
mean-
Usman will be an exciting fight. Those
I mean,
two
a
will
quick
go
knock-
at
That
each
is the
other
fight that's happening.
with
The other
in-
one is it's going
intent
to be
kill on their
McGregor
minds.
Diaz 3.
And what-
That's the
and
next
Quick
one.
knockout is the best.
That's who McGregor's
always.
fighting next.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
it looks like
No one wants to
Masvidal.
see
Looks like
anybody roll
Masvidal's
around
going to get a
forever.
shot at the title
You're
against.
telling
Usman.
me all them Tyson fights when he came out and knocked somebody the fuck out in the first ring, that wasn't the greatest
And
it was
thing?
intense.
if
It wasn't
McGregor
fun
wins,
to watch. It sucked.
it was the anticipation build. It was the build up to the fight that made it so great.
They
It
were
was
fucking.
always-
It was so awesome watching him knock somebody the fuck
Well,
out that quick.
You knew that
It
when
was-
you watched it, like you could not go anywhere when that bell rang. You had to sit right there.
If
and be
I
glued to the
remember,
fucking
yeah,
TV
and it
because
wasn't
anything
exactly
can
like.
happen.
Let me explain
it
the
wasn't
difference,
exactly
guys.
cheap to do it in comparison then. So you were renting a fight that literally was going to be like
Real
35
quick,
seconds. And it's
unless
like-
he got knocked
No, it
out
almost
like he
made
did.
it like it almost made it like
listen,
You want to go to? You
the-
want to know somebody that bought it?
the reason it was exciting when Masvidal beat when Masvidal knocked out Askren in however many few seconds, 7 seconds or whatever it was, is because Askren played the bad guy, and everybody was mad at him before the fight started.
And he
they
was
were
also
and
undefeated.
they were happy to see him get his head knocked off. With Cerrone, you're disappointed because, well, you just can't hate the cowboy. You know, everybody
Just didn't
everybody
like
likes him, and
yeah.
you know,
no,
thought he
I,
had a shot against
I
Conor, and
wasn't.
you're disappointed because you had hoped it would be, you know,
But everybody
several
knew it.
round
But
brawl,
it's like
you know?
I was saying, when you look back, when you look at the hindsight of the fight, it's like we all knew that was going to happen. We just
Yeah.
didn't realize Conor was going to come out so like
yeah.
he came out fire, man,
Yeah.
and he just
So that
it
was-
was like he was fighting for his life in that first third.
He was.
That's
He
what
came
I'm
out-
saying.
He
He
came
was.
out kicking.
And Cowboys like
He's a fast
Cowboys
starter.
like I don't know. You hit me first. We'll see if we'll
He's
do
a fast
this.
starter.
And then
Now
he
I
was
was
like,
watching some
boom.
shit.
I mean,
I
listen,
mean, he got it.
for Conor, he like they're talking right now. He's smart right now to only keep signing for one instead of signing
Yeah,
a contract.
yeah.
I guarantee I'll fight 4 times. He's saying he'll fight that many times, but he's signing one fight at a
Yeah,
time
that's the
contract.
way you do it,
and that's
bro.
why he's making 80, 90 million. As long as he
knows.
keeps winning,
he has the two
he's gonna
highest
keep making
gate-
that money.
He has the 2 highest gates in UFC
Yeah.
history. So he knows what he's worth. And then
and then McGregor Khabib would probably
He sells
break
tickets.
both of those records
for sure.
if he's to beat Diaz.
Well,
Well-
anything he's in is gonna give those records a run because especially after this fight now, he just brought himself back to the top, and so it's like everybody wants to fight McGregor because they know he is their cash cow.
yeah, absolutely.
100%. But yep.
All right, guys, it's that time of the hour. I'm going to give you a little animal trivia. I hope you're ready.
Wait, in addition, that's also not Khabib didn't say it, but his father said that 200 million they want to fight.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, and it's not because he's afraid. He says, I've already
Right. No, he said, I wanna get- yeah.
I crossed that bridge, and you know what? Khabib
doesn't
is a
even
very
deserve one.
admirable,
Well, he says, yeah,
honorable
I don't have to
guy.
beat McGregor.
He doesn't buy into that shit talk stuff. He's
Right.
not that type of guy, and it's business for him. And he's right, man. You know what?
He is right, and he stated-
make me fight him. I
Right.
kicked
Yeah.
his ass.
He
I
stated,
did what
he
I
said,
had to do.
my son does not have to beat Conor McGregor.
Nope.
Conor McGregor has to beat my
Yep.
son.
That's
Yep.
exactly right.
know?
And so,
you know
in that
what?
same sense, there is no reason why McGregor should get more money, and I don't
Nope.
care how the thing works. I think
Right.
it should be like whatever you're getting, I'm getting, or $1 more.
Yep. Right. Well, yeah, or like it's even, or like what I always, and not to get sidetracked. I know Ryan wants to go to the next
$1.
I know we want to move on to the next subject, but
He
I
wants to
always
talk
say,
about giraffes.
I always say that fighting, it would be nice if like the winner got the bigger purse and the loser got the smaller purse, because then there would be incentive not to take a dive. There would be incentive
Right.
to try a little hard. If the fight's close and you know you just got to pull a little inch more because it's questionable, you're going to push a little harder because it's a difference of $40 million fucking dollars.
Yes.
You know,
or
it-
200,000.
Yeah. I mean, so
What the fuck? That's a big difference.
I know it's
Then,
not
you,
fair
then you're going to be a little more upset with the stoppage from the ref. You're going to stand up and be like, motherfucking $40 million.
Got it.
Yeah, it might work bad
Champs
too.
here.
might
We going to
work really
Sizzler.
bad for some
we
shit,
going
too.
to Sizzler.
Yeah.
All right, so
let's move on.
I think we're all in agreement that John Jones is going to remain victorious.
Well.
Cyborg's got a bright looking future.
Except for
Lorraine, I
Josh.
hope we-
Josh is still weighing
Lorraine, I
out.
hope we- he's just
wavering
playing
now, man.
devil's advocate.
We
no,
should-
no, no,
John
no,
Jones, if you're
don't.
listening, it's still our dream to one day have you as a guest on the No Name Podcast team on
607.
Sonic Gardens Radio. That's right, 607.
That's right.
baby.
Come on, Section 4 Wrestling.
Never forget where you came from. We love you.
Section 4 Wrestling.
And just to say, this place was designed around live local music and stuff, but
That's
we
right.
get into what we're doing here, and we just really want to keep running a Sonic Gardens Radio.
Absolutely,
All kinds
man.
of
This is a lot of
topics.
fun.
It's not just MMA and the
No.
UFC.
John better watch
Absolutely.
out.
And guys, don't forget, for those of you watching out there, if you have friends that that are in a band and they're looking for a place to record their sound, Sonic Gardens is the place to do it. State of the art
in fact,
equipment, state of the art studio, all kinds of cool things the bands can do here. Get their music.
It's an
on,
amazing studio, guys. If you could
get
see
their
what we
music tracks
see,
recorded.
if you can see
Yeah,
what
if you
we
can see what we
off
see.
camera, this is an awesome studio. I mean, he's got lights.
Really
he's
is.
got PA systems. It's a great studio.
To give to add to that, basically what I'm putting together is to have basically a full package promo ability for a band to come in and get live audio recording, video, photo shots,
promo.
We have T-shirts, stickers. We can literally create all that and
a full marketing.
put together a
platform.
whole promo package that you'd be able to
shirts,
take everywhere.
stickers.
I
Get
forgot
more
the
gigs
Bobcat
and
over
Art-
here
art-
is a
art-
specialist
artwork.
in making
It's
shirts.
Artwork, shirts.
This is a wildcat.
Oh, the Wildcat. I mean, geez.
The
No,
Bobcat.
I think it's an
Always
amazing
thinking
setup.
about Bob.
I love it, man.
So that's our primary focus, and we have a great place with we can host about 100 people for
Great atmosphere.
private events,
Private
bands, DJs, whatever you want to have.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
And also,
Sonic Gardens,
you can also do
Yes.
you can do your own podcast.
Norwich, New
guys.
York.
Please
And you can
spread the
do-
If you
word.
want to come and
share.
sell Tupperware to a
Give
live
your daughter
audience,
another shout out.
you can do it here.
We
if you
will
want to play
produce
music, you
your
can do it here.
podcast.
I gotta get a sticker for the table too. Yeah, you want to send us your stickers? We'll put them on the table. We'll put them on the wall.
somewhere.
Yep. We'll
Yeah,
get 'em up here.
banners. We'll advertise. We can
Yep.
do.
Spread the word.
Gino's kid, good juju.
Hey,
Yep,
the animal
hashtag
expert
good
just showed
juju.
up, just in time.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Thanks to
Have a
Ange.
seat.
Sonic Gardens.
Here we go. Special
that's what
guest.
he tells
Hold
us
on,
guys. In right
Ryan,
now.
you can take my seat because I'm
Ryan
going to
Warner.
stand up. I'm
You
gonna
are the
step
animal
out.
expert.
But
Hey,
animal
you're
expert
Again
stepping
with
in.
us, live on
Mr. Ryan
Sonic
Warner.
Gardens
That's what
Radio.
they
Ryan,
tell
what's
all
up,
the
buddy?
guys. Have a seat at the couch.
Once again,
you
Ange
doing, brother?
Moriano, thanks
Welcome.
a lot tonight for the
Thanks, guys.
for the time here in the studio. Ryan
So before
Warner.
we do the trivia, guys, as I mentioned, the animal expert is here, Ryan Warner, and wanted to point out that he is a very well-known. He's a local artist, but also a very well-known artist around the country. Does a lot of different things at different festivals. And Ryan, we just want to give you 30 seconds to kind of tell us a little bit about
All
what
you got.
do.
I got
my
you on
man.
the clock. 30's not long, so go.
I wasn't ready.
Oh.
Well, I guess since we're here, I spend a lot of time with the Bobcat over there.
travel,
right.
travel in the
The
countryside.
Bobcat.
Yep. They just
Oh, we
announced-
do actually. We
Yeah.
do a.
Bob, give him a little girl.
We'll have to send you some good juju stickers to take with you on tour.
All right.
Yeah, and so we're going to the that's where the tour is going, the West Coast, Eugene, Oregon, to the Gorge, down
Nice.
through California.
And which tour is it?
Fish.
Fish
Fish
is
tour.
announced.
Love a Fish.
Dead and Co.
Yeah,
hasn't
Dead and Co.
yet.
hasn't
Fish is all over. Like
I'm
20,
just for the
20
audience
something.
out there to keep track of what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that, Johnny? Maybe
I
Atlantic
think
City.
that's going to
Oh,
be
no,
the
they're in
weekend.
Atlantic City.
I think that's the
They're
weekend of.
confirmed.
Yep. Atlantic
Blues
City,
Fest, I think.
Hershey Park.
Ooh,
All
Hershey
right.
Park would be nice. Is that the spring run? Is that a spring run there at Atlantic City Hershey? Is that
It's
midsummer?
all summer.
All summer.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's all summer tour. It's
I haven't
July
caught
and
a show in
August.
years, but
So there's a place, guys, called Peterson's Tavern in Binghamton, New York. Very well-known place in upstate New York. Does block parties in the summer. Hosts lots of local musicians. A lot of cool things going on there. And it's come to our attention. I believe you did a really, really cool mural
An amazing
for Martin
mural.
Luther King Day of some sort. And just kind of checking it out on Facebook. Looks like you got a couple thousand likes on that. Pretty
Yeah,
neat.
man. Yeah, that
He's
was,
all
that was
about the
something.
likes.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration
Likes
for that?
and
How'd
shares.
you land that gig?
Yeah, well, basically, the way it works, I worked with them all summer doing live paintings at their events, and it was like a live performance and a lot of wildlife and things like that. But basically, just like I was saying, the way we do art, like on the road, it's kind of you get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? You're the medium, or they're the medium, and you just kind of you do. I don't know. You help them represent themselves, basically.
yeah.
So by doing that, they kind of we developed a relationship to where they
Kind
just
of
trusted
common
me.
ground a little bit there somewhere.
So when I paint on windows. I developed that just I don't know throughout the years, being able to paint on windows, and so they have huge bay windows. So when it came down to it, I'm like, hey, what do you think? We should put something. I did this for I did the Winter Wonderland. I don't know if you saw that Snowy Night. But it's 8 feet high, 16 feet wide.
Did you
the
paint?
windows above
You
Peterson's.
painted it on
That's
the
incredible.
actual window.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the
Now,
inside.
did you
Kids
paint it
paint from
did-
the inside.
You
Right.
painted it backwards then.
Backwards.
The
And what-
Martin Luther King. You painted
So-
that. Now my point here is that's not easy. Like I mean,
It's not
I-
easy to paint straight.
Definitely.
No,
not
that's what I'm
easy.
saying. I know what he does. Like when he paints and stuff. Like I know that it takes him. Like
Yeah, I've
he's
seen some of your
fucking good
time-lapse
because
stuff. Yeah.
those things that he does are like pretty fucking close to like whatever the image that he's come up with.
What he's
that
working off
of. Now to do it backwards.
Like inverse, not even backwards. Not backwards like this, but like
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, it's a window, so they're looking at it
Imposed.
this way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's
it's,
like, yeah.
fucking.
So you got to put the white down first.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
behind that,
So you work
the
backwards.
gray. Yeah, and then.
would be the left hand.
Well, no. See, it would. Like,
Well, when he's
see,
overlaying
that's-
his colors for his
so that's
shadows,
like
it's
inverted, but yeah,
backwards.
Yeah, if you think about
His
the
base
colors-
layers go on last.
Through like the backside of a movie theater screen.
Yeah.
See, that would just be inverse, but this is layers. So
His
you
base
picture it-
layers are going to actually go on last.
Picture it cut out of paper, and if you had a white background, you'd have to lay the white piece of
First.
paper down first, and then the next one. If you did it backwards, you'd lay it down. You'd lay the white piece of paper down, and it would cover everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pancake art.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pancake art.
pancake
Right,
art.
right, pancake
Ryan
art, I
Warner,
like that.
you should do
Yeah.
some. Can we get you on here one day in podcast do like pancake art
Definitely,
live?
man.
That'd be fucking cool.
Fuck yeah, I don't see why not.
And
it,
we'll
it
all-
burns.
and
The thing
I'll
you put
eat
on
it.
first with pancake art is the darkest because
Right.
that burns.
Well, if you're down for it, I'd like that one of the podcasts maybe have
He's
you come
hungry
on
as hell.
and do
Yeah,
a live
Rhino's
painting. of
hungry
some
as
sort
hell.
for
as long
the
as
podcast.
there's
It'd be a lot-
chocolate
a lot of
chips
fun.
in it, he'll eat it.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
long
he'll
as there's
eat it.
chocolate
Yeah.
chips in it, yeah.
High calorie sugar.
Yeah,
For
but
the
anyway, to answer your question about the Martin Luther King mural,
Yeah.
we like after I had that relationship going with Peterson's, I did the Snowy Night, which is a 3D picture up there, and it was Martin Luther King Day, and I was on Facebook and everywhere else, and it was everywhere,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
celebrating it.
Do you,
But then
did you film yourself doing it?
Check it out on Facebook,
I
guys.
did.
You can look at Ryan Warner's account. You can also look up Peterson's Tavern if you want to see what we're talking about. Beautiful mural.
Yeah, so
One of the
it-
coolest things I've ever seen, actually.
The being on the phone and looking at them, and then you put your phone away and you look around, you walk around, nothing. You realize that less and less things are actually out where you can see them. It's all on your device.
Oh, that's
kinda-
true too.
So you-
yeah.
That's kind of came up with the way I'm like, man, let's we should do something, in the neighborhood. And Peterson's is that it's kind of like the Sonic Gardens of Binghamton. It's like when I think I want to do something or
Well, it's
or just
fresh.
have that kind of people, yeah, or
You
have
know,
people
like-
be into it.
It's fresh too because like tomorrow that could be gone,
Yep.
and then boom,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
you're back with something, bam, again, and it just
I
keeps
just
that.
did this. I just did the Super Bowl.
It's living,
tonight.
you bring life to the building that way because it's kind of changing with whatever you feel, what they feel. The building is part of their,
So you did a Super Bowl mural tonight?
Yeah.
For
same-
Peterson's?
Yep, same thing. With the window paint.
So-
That's what I
So,
was gonna
so
say.
just
so-
curious, a
so the other
16
one's-
by
so
8,
the
a
other one's
16
gone?
foot by 8 is, I believe, the size you mentioned for the overhang mural for
Yeah.
the Martin Luther King. So how long? I mean, because it looks very, very intense and very, very in depth and very detailed. When you start to finish, how many hours does it take you to do a project like that?
That one took 4 hours.
Wow.
but we were kind of working on a deadline because that's what I was saying is it was like Martin Luther King Day. I'm like, man, I should have done a mural. You know what I mean? I should have, put it out somewhere. And I'm like, I missed it. And then I was driving home, and I was still like beating myself up about it. I was like, man, like I missed an opportunity. They have the windows there. It'd be a nice transition, and then I ended up saying, you know what, fuck it, man. It's
too late.
Not too late, right? And it's something I wanted to do. So as soon as I called them, I was like, hey, I have an idea. They're like, yeah, come on up, man. The windows are yours.
Awesome.
So and I was there by midnight and finished by 4 a.m.
No fucking way.
Yeah, and then,
awesome.
so we did that for his birthday, to celebrate his birthday, and then once they saw it, because we were going to put the Super Bowl mural on those windows, but I was like, hey, instead of, how about before we do the Super Bowl mural, I do a MLK mural first, and that was the idea, and they're like, all right, and then they saw it, and they're like, we're leaving it up.
Yeah, I mean,
They loved it.
Yeah, we're not putting a Super Bowl mural over the top of that.
So you went the next story up?
We went down.
Down.
So
Oh,
now,
okay.
Now it's right in the front doors.
Gotcha.
Like right
Awesome.
up to the right and left. And I just finished that today.
It's
I think
truly
that's
incredible,
so
guys.
cool
For
when
real,
you bring
viewers,
life to
take a
building
look
like
at
that. It's
Peterson's
so cool.
Tavern Facebook page, Binghamton, New York. You can see these murals.
I like that idea.
Unbelievable
It brings
talent
life
this
to a
guy, the
building.
animal expert, has.
Man.
And reach
Oh,
out
boy.
to him on Facebook if you're interested in some private art. So.
He's got all kinds of fucking
Thanks, man. I
ideas.
appreciate
He
man.
does,
Hell yeah.
man. He's the idea man.
Yeah, well, he is.
Well, that's
All right,
what,
guys, it's
that's
that
what
time.
makes you an artist right there.
Since the animal expert is here, you guys got a little help today. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Help. I don't know.
All right. A flamboyance is a group of what animals?
What was that?
A flamboyance is a group of what animals?
I would say flamingos. But
Correct. Flamingos is the correct
It
answer.
is.
I have my
All
doubts.
right.
The expert.
Number 2. What do sea otters do while they are sleeping apart?
Wait,
Snore.
what?
What do sea otters do while they're sleeping so they don't drift apart?
Oh, they lock up.
Sort of. They hold hands. Close enough, I'd say lock up.
There you go.
I didn't know they had hands.
In terms of senses, the 5 main senses, what sense do most birds lack?
Smell.
That is correct.
It is,
Point
Gino.
for
That's a
Gino.
That's something you learn right away when you're a turkey hunter.
fucking A.
All right. What animal has the most legs?
The
Centipede.
The millipede.
The millipede. Do you know how many?
1 million. No, it doesn't.
I lost
Right.
count the other day.
1,000.
$1 million.
1,000.
A little bit less.
792.
750.
It has to be an even
Legs for the
number.
millipede.
It has to be an even number. Or the poor bastard's gonna have a limp.
Exactly.
No, it's like a tail. It's the last leg.
You ever
It's
see?
like
Hey, you ever seen a millipede with a limp?
we chopped off one of its legs.
Yeah,
It's
we
doing-
wanted to see
it's
what
doing
happened.
left circles.
Yeah, keeps trying to go fast, turn left.
All right. What is the world's largest rodent?
Nutrirat.
It's in Australia.
Yes,
It is in
Well,
Australia.
it was.
Weighs
It
up
was.
to 150 pounds.
A marsupial.
Oh,
It's a weird name. I wouldn't have known it.
rodents of
A
unusual
capybara.
sizes.
oh, the
Capybara is the name.
capybara.
All right, since we talked about Kobe Bryant and we do miss him, I'm going to give you a hint
Freddie
for the
They're
answer
good
of this
barbecued.
question. Kobe Bryant is the hint. What is the fastest moving land snake?
Black mamba.
That's
Wow.
correct, the black mamba.
So
And what
close.
animal has the world's largest egg?
Ostrich.
No.
Probably a giant
The ostrich.
What do you giving? You held me there cliffhanging us for a second.
The ostrich is correct.
How long does it take to hatch?
Uh,
I got you there.
yeah. You
All right, so out of the 6 questions,
Moving
4 for the
on.
animal expert, 1 for Gino, and 1 for the Bobcat. So moving on to the Super Bowl, guys. Let's talk a little about that before we get off air.
The Bobcat. All right.
Running long tonight, baby.
Super Bowl.
We're on a roll.
So, Chiefs 49ers,
All right.
who do you think's going to win?
Team of the most.
You following any of this?
No, I just found out who was in the Super Bowl because I had to paint it today.
Yeah, he did.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you.
You got the
I'll
right
give you a
teams.
couple tidbits on the game here. Some
God.
interesting fun facts. This game between the 49ers and the Chiefs is the first time these teams have ever met in the Super Bowl.
Because the Chiefs have been there twice, right?
Well, no, the Chiefs have only been there once. It was 50 years ago
Is that a lot or a little?
And
against the Minnesota Vikings.
50 years.
is that with
They
Hank
won the-
Stram was their coach?
1970 was the last time.
Was
the
Hank
Chiefs were
Stram the
there.
coach back then?
I think Johnny said it wasn't even officially a Super Bowl. It was like the number. It wasn't. It wasn't.
It
Even
was
Super
actually
Bowl,
Super Bowl.
Where'd
Super
he go?
Bowl.
3, 2.
Super Bowl 4.
4.
So it was officially a Super Bowl?
Johnny says, but like if you look at all the shit, it says Super Bowl 1.
They may have gone back and renamed them too, but then they might not have called them at the
They
time.
officially didn't call it that till
'Cause you didn't
Johnny
know-
says till
you
the
can't-
Colts,
yeah,
Jets.
yeah, who
Talk
knows?
Super Bowl.
49ers guys, on the other hand, this will be their 7th Super Bowl
Any
appearance.
comments on the?
They're 5-1 in their first 6 between 81 and 94. They won all 5. Returned to the big game in 2012, the infamous game where the power turned off.
went out
Remember
and-
that?
yeah.
And they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. So they are 5-1. If they win this Super Bowl, they will be
They were
tied
winning
with
when
the
the
New
power
England
went out,
Patriots
right?
for
Wait,
6
what was
Super
that? Was
Bowls.
someone running the ball when the power went out? Wasn't it something
No,
like
but
that?
no, they came back. But were
I
they
do
were
remember
winning
that.
though, right? When the power went out, they were winning, right? And then Baltimore came back and won, or no?
No, it
It
was the other way
ruined their
around.
stride.
Baltimore was crushing
Broke
them.
their
All right.
stride.
And then they came back, and it came down to the last play of the game.
Yes,
Ray,
it did.
Ray Lewis made the stop.
Yes.
At the very end of the game. Now, like I said, if they win, if the 49ers win, they will tie the New England Patriots for the most Super Bowl victories in NFL history, which is 6.
Joe Montana played for both
Also,
teams,
if
too.
they win, a local legend here by the name of Brian
Joe
Wood will
Montana
win
played for both
$250,000.
So
A drunken bet in
anybody-
Vegas before the season started at a 250 to 1 odds. He bet $1,000 that the 49ers would go to the Super Bowl, and here we are.
What
What was he
now?
doing in Vegas
And
in the,
the odds
summertime?
250.
anyways?
He keeps the odds that when he placed the bet preseason, so it's 250 to 1. So if he
Hot
wins,
out there.
So if he wins
250
it, he
grand
owes you money.
pre-tax.
Please make sure you
Pre-tax.
call
So
him.
good luck, Brian Wood. Even though I think the Chiefs are going to win, but good luck to you.
I don't think.
I think Andy Reid's doing.
Don't mind the
Andy
Brian
Reid's doing.
behind me.
No, someone over there, bronchitis is a bitch around here this time of year. So yeah, so I mean that's interesting. I hope he wins. I hope that goes his way for that.
Who?
I'm-
Andy Reid or Andy Reid?
No, actually Brian Wood. But
Brian Wood?
But Andy Reid. I mean, what do you think? You think the Kansas City's got a chance?
I think
Well,
everyone's
as long-
picking
Look at it this way:
KC,
Andy
and
Reid's
everyone,
one of
Mahomes-
24 coaches to actually be in more than one Super Bowl. Only 24 coaches have ever been.
I think he's
in
going to fall. I
more
think
than one
Andy
Super
Reid's
Bowl.
going to fall more of the Marv Levy route and lose again.
But he won as an assistant, though, right? Didn't he win once?
Andy
as a-
Reid? Well, he might have won with Green Bay. I'm not 100% positive.
He
might
never
have
won one on his own as a coach.
No, definitely not. He might have been on one of them. Was he a coach at Green Bay? Went back in those.
Who are you asking?
Does he
about?
have
Andy Reid.
He has a ring, but not as a coach, right? He doesn't he like an assistant or something like that. And he won one. I can't.
The
remember.
only way
Not
is if
sure
I
of
don't
that.
know if he was in that tree with Green Bay or
Maybe
not.
I'm
like
wrong.
he might have been in the Green Bay back. Mike, I don't think it was long enough.
I don't
ago,
believe
though.
that's accurate. I do not
Yeah.
believe
All
he's
right,
got a
well.
ring of any sort.
Sorry,
All
Bart.
right.
I tried to hook you up.
Flipping over to the other side, Kyle Shanahan could also, make history here. That he's actually going. Him being in the Super Bowl alone solidifies the first father-son duo to make separate Super Bowl appearances. So his father had won a Super Bowl.
So Shanahan, Kyle, that is, he was in the Super Bowl with Atlanta as the offensive coordinator, and they had that big fucking lead over New England, and he decided the second half of the game that he would just pass the ball instead of run the ball with like a 20. What was their lead? 24 points?
it was something enormous like that.
Yeah, and he decided what?
Let's switch it up.
Yeah, he came
Yeah,
out
let's switch it.
and just
Let's
they
do
just,
what
they passed
doesn't
and
work.
passed and passed and kept stopping the clock. And next thing you know, fucking Taco Tom comes down,
Taco
fucking
Tom.
boom, wins another fucking Super Bowl.
Comes out. We've already seen what works. Let's try something else.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, right.
boy.
Let's experiment. See,
I
in the
think
Super Bowl, let's
49ers are going to win, and I think they're not. I think they're going to beat them pretty good, man.
Well, out of
I
all
really-
the years the NFL's been around, 49ers
You going
are
to
the
Rodgers?
third team in history
might.
to
Are
reach
you?
the Super Bowl
Supposed to be.
after
He said he
only
fucked up
winning
his neck,
4
though.
or fewer games
yeah, I
the
saw
year
him the
before.
other day. He's like, yeah,
That's tough to
Pinched
do.
the nerve.
4-12 last year, and now they're in the Super Bowl this year. Only 3 teams to ever have done.
They didn't have. Listen, Jimmy didn't play last year.
I'm listening.
He got hurt. He hurt his knee. He was out the whole year. Like He's a fucking good quarterback, man. Jimmy Garoppolo, like he hasn't had to pass a lot, but when he does all right. Like that's what they keep.
Agreed.
They keep saying though that Jimmy can't pass, and they're gonna make him pass.
He threw 8 times last game, but he only had to.
Okay, so the way that I don't
You
know,
know, it's like he didn't need to throw 50 times. So he
I'm telling. Listen, when he came in,
the way
this
their
is a
offense
while
is
ago,
set
when
up,
he-
it's run first offense. That's it. It's just
But that doesn't mean he can't pass. He just doesn't
can't
need
pass,
to.
yeah.
It's another weapon he just holds back until he
And
needs
if you
it.
fucking hold the run and he has to pass,
He's going to air it out.
Unless if they disrupt the pocket every time and he has to get outside every time, then
Right,
yes.
don't give him time.
Then they're gonna then yes, they're gonna beat him. If they could do that and stop the run every time, then yeah.
Well-
but you can't do that every fucking down.
Now, what about Kansas
Got to take
City
advantage
respect?
of your speedsters too. I mean, they've got Emmanuel Sanders that he can throw to,
And that-
can be very,
that
very
Sa-
dynamic
that
in the
Debo
slot
Samuel
or the
guy.
deep ball. Oh, guy's incredible.
He's
Had
a rookie, right?
Yeah.
He's freaking fast. He's they had that Goodwin guy. I don't know if he's still on the team. That they cut him. He was a like Olympic track star.
Well, they've got, in my opinion, maybe the second best tight end, George
some
Kittle.
fast cats.
I do think Kelsey's the best tight end that plays for the Chiefs, but Kittle is no
Well, they
slouch
have a good
himself, so-
connection too with the quarterback. Him and
That Kittle, man,
Mahomes.
he's another Iowa tight end. Come out and get into the NFL and do pretty damn good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, statistically
Where'd
speaking,
Kelsey go to college?
you've got the best defense versus the best offense in the Super Bowl, which is, a kind of a dream matchup, media-wise.
Wait,
But
I
it
hope
should be
it's
good
I hope
game,
it's a
so.
good game.
Wait,
That's what I
you're
really
telling me KC's offense was better than Baltimore's?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's what
I
he's
didn't
saying.
say
what he's telling
that
you.
Lamar Jackson's
It's on
not
air.
the best.
It's on air here
Didn't have the
live.
best year of any other quarterback.
No,
rushing
but
and
they were
passing.
ranked number one. KC was.
Yes, correct. Kansas City, ranked number 1.
All right.
Last year, Mahomes threw for 50 touchdowns. This year, 36, something like that. But
He missed a couple games.
and he missed a couple.
Who's got
games,
more
so.
turnovers?
Well, he doesn't give the ball. I think he's got 6 interceptions.
Not
7
bad then
interceptions,
at all.
Not bad. But San Francisco has forced a lot of turnovers and
Right,
and
they got a
average-
killer defense.
Yeah.
They do.
That's what that's their strength, right? I mean, that's one of the things they're known for.
They
is-
made their living off their defense this
I
year.
mean,
for sure.
not that their offense isn't good, but I mean, like they have a really good.
Well, they ran the
But
ball.
they
played
prove
great
they can. They
fucking
prove they can
defense.
put up points
And they
offensively.
have-
so
yeah.
so they're setting pretty good on both
Now,
sides. Of the ball.
at the end of the season, they lost that close one to Atlanta or whatever, but they were missing like I think Nick Bosa was out then still too.
the 49ers. Yeah.
Yeah, they were missing Bosa. They were missing an offensive lineman. They were missing a defensive lineman too. But everybody's back and pretty healthy now.
Got any comments out there right now?
Oh,
Anything happening out there? Out
got-
there in
Let's take a look. I haven't looked at our
Question
thread in a
Land?
little
He's
bit.
over there sword fishing.
trouser trout. Caught a trouser trout so far. Yeah, fucking-
Where'd that come from? Sword fishing.
You
Well,
like
that
Is
was
that
left.
you? Did you make that up?
Yeah, you like that?
That was left over from the animal quiz.
You heard
segment.
it here first, folks. Sword fishing.
That-
Sword fishing.
He was looking for the Bohemian whale, but ended up with a freaking trouser trout instead.
Here we got a Norwich, New York question. Chris Eddy wants to know who will be the MVP of the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Well,
Pretty basic question.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pass a lot. I'm gonna have to say George Kittle.
Yeah, right. You're going 49ers, so I guess
Yeah,
that'd be the way it is.
I
You gotta
just
go
think
with
he's
that
going to
team.
have to catch some immaculate balls and make them.
So by choosing George Kittle, you are predicting the 49ers to win, correct?
Yeah, I
he's
said that
going
from day
MVP
one.
can't be on the
I
losing
said that
team.
from day one. I thought they were going to go and win it from fucking. I thought they were going to be in the Super Bowl, but I didn't think AFC team that would be in there. I thought Tom Brady was going to be in there. That was like at the beginning of the season.
What do you think? You think he's done?
I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP of the Super
He ain't
Bowl.
going to switch teams, though.
I
You
think they're going to
he's-
hurt Patrick, put
he's
him
not-
in the fucking locker room.
Brady's not going to fucking
what I
switch
think.
teams, though, right?
Yeah, he should. Yeah,
think
he
he
should.
will?
The guy
He
popped
should.
his patella out and is still on the field today.
Well, he sat a couple
did?
games.
Patrick Mahomes.
He sat a couple games. Let's not give him. Let's not put him up
Nah,
there.
Only because they
Now-
made him.
Not to segue off of that, but we just talked about Brady if he's coming back this year or not, blah, blah, blah. And we think he is. And like Josh said, I think he should switch teams even possibly. And,
I just think that.
So
free agent.
you want to talk about Brady? I have a feeling
No,
if
but-
he doesn't stay in New England, he's going to the Chargers because Phillip Rivers is done in L.A. and has sold his home and moved away. So that leaves the door
What does that
open.
mean? Yeah.
Writing a song.
Well, it's not a bad. It's not a.
was
Not.
halfway
It's
there.
pretty good
Yeah,
fit. You
you
got a
got
lot of
something.
weapons on that team.
Yeah.
Two
You do.
great running backs, 3 great receivers.
But we got Eli's gone now, too.
Well, Eli retired. Yeah.
Yeah, Eli retired, but they already drafted Daniel Jones last year.
They're gonna use him as
what
their-
pick was it?
I will say that
Fourth?
would be the ultimate kick in the ass if Tom Brady went
Well, he did
to
move.
New York.
He did move
and then
closer
wins the
to
division.
Didn't he just move Didn't he just move like after the season? And he just moved like closer to the city.
He could go down there.
Yeah.
He could go down to Miami too. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
he'd
he's
go
going to
out.
go somewhere warm, probably. Maybe not though. But
Yeah.
Raiders could always use a quarterback,
Mm.
and John Gruden fucking loves Tom Brady.
Yeah. I could see them being good together.
You know, Derek Carr. Like
You think he's
I
gonna?
li- I
you
like
think he's
Gruden.
gonna stay Brady wherever he goes? Like everyone's gonna hate him. Like he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
just
right.
carry the Brady
Well,
with
those-
him?
the
Or can-
te-
or
he's
do
gonna-
you
That's
see
a
something
good
where he
question.
like gets tough?
he's going to get some
Like
new
they
fans.
do the
He's gonna get-
montage.
so he'll have more fans.
You hate him when he's not on your team.
Yeah.
He's
That's-
gonna.
If he goes to
That's-
L.A., I mean, you're going to see if he still has an arm or not because he's going to have to throw the ball.
I
to
mean,
those-
me and Rhino were a Bears fan, so we're screwed
Yeah.
no matter
Well,
what.
they
happens.
got. If you're right, and they go to the Chargers, they got Eckler, and they could re-sign Gordon. If Brady went there, they'd probably make it a point to re-sign Melvin Gordon. Is
Yeah,
it
but,
Melvin Gordon?
I mean, my point is he's going to get the chance to throw a lot of deep balls with Keenan Allen, guys like that out there. I mean,
you might. You might.
That's
get
all
a
you have to
chance.
say about that. That's your expertise, man.
That's
What?
it.
Deep balls.
Deep balls.
balls,
Deep balls.
he's balls deep.
nothing.
He's
You
balls
might
deep
get
with
one in
Keenan
your
Allen.
wheelhouse.
Hey, I got nothing
And,
with the deep balls.
Deep balls will win a lot of fans.
Yes, yes, they will.
Deep balls will win a lot of.
They also got a Mike
skunked
Williams.
it.
out
Just
there,
ask
too.
Derek
Yeah,
Lewis.
Mike Williams.
Just ask Derek Lewis from MMA. You know what I mean? From UFC. My balls is hot. Derek Lewis.
Going back to the Super Bowl,
Hunter
guys.
Henry, man, is a badass tight end too.
Yes, I'll give you that. Yes, he
He
is.
gets hurt a lot. He
Lot
was
of
hurt,
big games, though.
Hurt a lot last year, but he does have a lot. When he's healthy, he has real big games.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so
Jumping
what
back to
else
the
we got?
Super Bowl for a second.
Bring
you know,
it back.
guys to
Bring it
look-
back. Reel it back in.
Guys to look out for, obviously, on the Chiefs from the offensive point of view is you've got to be able to cover both Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. That's easier said than done. 2 top targets for Patrick Mahomes.
And then
stop.
you also got Harden. You got Sammy Watkins out there. The rookie, I think you say Harden. or
Hardman, yeah.
Hardman.
Debo, not Debo. I mean Debo
What are you
Samuel.
fucking
Yeah,
laughing?
he's on the Niners.
Debo plays for the Niners.
Yeah.
Debo.
But running backs. I think Williams is back, correct? For the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. And former Bills running back there, LaShawn McCoy. I believe he is healthy enough to play for the Super Bowl. Didn't really see him very much in the playoffs. A couple plays. here and
So, all right. So was he on that Super Bowl team with Andy Reid
there. Yes.
when they went and lost?
Yes, I
He
mean,
was on
yes.
that
Yep.
team, right? With
Yep.
Terrell Owens?
Yep.
That motherfucker played a dude, he had a broken foot, right? And he played a or he was just coming off a broken foot with screws in his Terrell Owens, and he had a
Yes.
hell of a game,
Yeah,
man.
it's bleeding out of
He-
his leg, bleeding out of his
he-
freaking ankle and shit.
What happened?
Got a call.
Brady, we don't want him to be a Raiders. From G. Bates.
Yeah, it don't matter. Hey, hey,
The Raiders got to take him in. Beat
hey,
him up a
Batesy,
little
you
bit.
want to fucking get in the Super Bowl while you're alive still? Take Brady.
Listen to Josh.
Fucking take Brady. It's better. Like, Derek Carr's good and all, but come on. Obviously, like, you know what happened when he broke his leg, man? He didn't bounce back. Like, you come back from that injury. Sometimes some guys come back and they're badass. Some guys come back average.
Who does Bates want for a quarterback?
He wants
That's
to
what we
stick
gotta
with Derek
find
Carr,
out.
probably. I
Yeah,
guess.
probably. That's awesome, though. Thanks for calling in, man.
Whatever he did, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Yeah,
Hope we answered
You
your
got
question.
Josh coming in hot now.
You got Josh all excited.
Yeah, you warmed up. We're warming up now. We're warming up in the game here.
Well,
Sometimes it takes a few minutes.
Here's an interesting stat too on Mahomes.
Oh, boy.
Since coming back from that injury where he popped his patella out during that game, he's thrown 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and that includes the playoffs of 8 touchdowns and no picks this postseason. So going into the Super Bowl with no picks
Looking good.
in the postseason.
Yeah, well, he's on a roll. That could mean he.
49ers, on the other hand,
are
are making their living from running the ball and defense. I believe in the NFC title game, their running back had 220 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Packers.
Mozart?
That's, yeah, Mostert. That's
I
pretty.
think I think the business. I think the biggest.
He's not a
topic-
piano player.
Yes, I love it. All day I'll call him that.
Yeah, I think the biggest topic is that Dish doesn't have Fox right now, and you can't get the fucking.
That's
game,
right.
so-
Oh, Dish.
Oh man,
Dish
thanks.
owners, I feel bad for you.
Well, you
right
got
now.
Dish?
Yeah, we have Dish.
Oh, hanging out with Dish up there.
Yeah.
Us direct TV guys.
Us
we
Direct
didn't
TV
have Fox for the
motherfuckers.
first 4 weeks of the season, but you're gonna miss the Super Bowl.
We're gonna have an
Sucks
empty Dish.
to be you.
Yeah, we
I
got
had
the app though.
I
We
watched every
we
game.
downloaded the Fox Sports app, so we can still watch it now. So I'll just stream
Feel
it.
that?
Coat
You,
makes me look fat, and I don't want to wear it.
oh boy. Put the robe on.
Yeah, warm me up.
Warm me up.
Put the Joe Frazier robe on.
Put the Joe.
That'll make you feel like a
Joe.
champ. If you want to feel like a champ,
Fuck.
Put the robe on. Go ahead.
Down goes Frazier.
You can sign it, the Bobcat.
the Bobcat.
The Bobcat.
Yeah. So what other topics we needed to cover?
Well, I think we're gonna about wrap it up. I can give you guys a couple more
right?
quick trivia questions
We're covering
here.
shit like the coronavirus. Fucking was just
Yeah,
spreading.
you gotta change the Budweiser.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, gotta watch
Yeah, the
that stuff.
coronavirus. That's some
the Kung flu.
that's some nasty business. That coronavirus.
All right. So we got a Ming and Need show coming up here in
Yeah,
about.
that's
Yes, make
next.
sure you tune in for that, guys. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we wanted to see. Please like and share.
Sonic Garden Radio, man. Right here.
Look for your comments again next week, next Thursday. And like I said, I think we're gonna do a pre UFC next Thursday, and a recap on the Super Bowl, and then go into the live broadcast possibly of the UFC. 247.
Yes, if all the stars, 248,
Yeah, we'll
I believe.
figure
If all
that.
the
248, I maybe
stars
like that.
align,
Oh,
we should
they'll
be doing a
align.
live podcast for the John Jones fight. So here we go, guys. Couple trivia questions
We'll
before we
figure it
close
out.
out. Animal Expert, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's ready.
Is it animal?
All right. What happens to a bear's urine when they hibernate?
They recycle it.
Sort of. They do recycle it because it converts into protein as they do not urinate for months.
Gotta
during
get that
hibernation.
protein, man. I'm telling you, gotta get that protein.
That's a pisser.
What is the largest animal ever known to have lived on Earth?
That whale shark.
No.
That's an animal,
Loch
right?
Ness monster.
I think he said the Willy Mammoth. No.
It's the Bohemian blue whale
Amen.
is the answer. I
was
really
close.
thought
I
you were
was
going to
still-
get that one.
Second
Josh.
was the narwhal.
I said the whale shark.
Yeah.
I got a word in.
Whale shark. Yeah, whales do
Fighting for my
shark.
title. I'm fighting for my title.
Land mammal.
Land mammal.
It didn't say land mammal. It wasn't a land mammal.
All right. What is the national animal of Scotland?
The sheep.
A-
Oh,
I was
Roddy
gonna say
Roddy
a,
Piper.
I was gonna say a badger.
Hey, you know why Scottish men wear kilts,
It's a fictional animal. I'll give you
A
that.
griffin.
A unicorn.
Right?
What?
A
Yeah.
unicorn is the animal of Scotland, the national animal.
They can probably do whatever they want. You're not gonna say anything to them.
No, I mean, what the heck? Yeah, hey.
I bet.
All right. What shark is thought to be the largest to have ever lived on Earth?
Whale shark.
No. I'll give you a hint. They did a movie.
Megalodon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, my nephew taught me that.
Yes, he did.
And last but not least, what country has the largest population of poisonous snakes?
Australia.
Australia, the land down under, is correct. Another
Nah,
point.
I
They
don't know.
did. They
we need
did.
we need a recount after the
They
fight.
did have the. They did have.
We're gonna need a recount.
We're gonna have to rename this too
We-
soon.
Yeah, we
Too
need-
soon podcast.
Yeah, the censors.
Well, come on.
We'll be getting dropped here. Well, that's truth. Hey.
This.
So, guys, we want to thank our audience once again for tuning in. Thanks, guys, for asking some questions here tonight. We are the No Name Podcast team, still forever searching for a name for our group. So if you have some suggestions, send them in to Sonic Gardens.
Thank you, Sonic Gardens.
Thanks once again to the Lackawanna legend, Articulate Ange, the Animal Expert, Gino
thank you.
Guns Granada, and the Bobcat. This is the No Name Podcast team. Signing off, guys. We'll see you next week.
Next
Hey.
Thursday.
Next Thursday, maybe 8:30.
The Pushback. That's our name. The Pushback.
The push.
Did you cut us? What do you got? We're still going?
9 o'clock, says Josh. And then you got to tell a story about everyone.